The Ukraine crisis has reshaped the French presidential campaign during the two phases. In the first phase, it helped President Macron to gain more popularity, while in the second one, this crisis made him much less popular. If we look at the issue more precisely, at the beginning of the war, there was a state emergency situation, which gave Macron just more credibility as French president. French people were more united behind the government to respond to this overall challenge. So despite Macron's failure in preventing Russia from entering into the war, he became just more popular than before. Besides, during the first period, the war helped Macron to disqualify his pro-Russia competitors. Macron's biggest competitor is Marine Le Pen, who was for a long time supportive for Russia. And due to Ukraine crisis and the overwhelmingly hostile attitude towards Russia, in France, Marine Le Pen was criticized for her naive foreign strategy proposal. Same for the leftist candidate Jean-Luc Mélenchon, candidate of France Insoumise, who has claimed previously an anti-NATO and anti-American foreign policy. Considering all his previous remarks, he lost quite some potential votes due to his foreign policy proposal. So during the first 4 or even 5 weeks, Macron benefited largely from the war to sweep up his path to a second term as French president. But since now, with the war lasted for more than 7 weeks, after European societies had gone through a very emotional stage where they were mainly angry against Russia, now they entered into a very difficult time where they have to face all the realistic issues, such as skyrocketing inflation, energy prices, food shortage, higher interest rate. And according to Macron's new economic plan, and there is no specific measures against all these challenges. And besides, apart from that, retirement age would be postponed until 65. That triggered again some dissatisfaction among people who supported him. Therefore, we see right now Marine Le Pen and Jean-Luc Mélenchon are gaining back more popularity in the polls, while Macron starts to lose his potential votes. The risk of a Le Pen victory in France can be very much worrisome for French and European economy. If Marine Le Pen wins and becomes, therefore, the French president, it will cause huge damage to the political and economical structure of the EU. Because it is not just the threat of a lack of continuity, Le Pen represents a very different proposition. People are fearing that this could open up a new rift inside the EU. What does this mean precisely? It means there would be no coherent response from the EU to tackle the economic challenge. There are expectations now for a harmonized European response to try and blunt the economic shock due to the war in Ukraine. If Marine Le Pen wins, there would never have the same level of coordination. Because her economic plan focused mainly on boosting funds for police and prisons, she's more willing to focus on working-class people worried by the cost of living, while the rich people probably might be hit with the wealth tax. So economically, it could be just a disaster. Besides, even though Marine Le Pen is no longer talking about her plan to drop the euro, but she remains skeptical of free trade and open borders. Imagine if France starts to build up borders inside the EU, it could trigger huge instabilities inside the region and even worldwide.